What's up, y'all? We are here for Living Out Loud. What? Awkward dance. But today we have a very special episode, and you can tell the format's a little different because we're doing something different. I have a video guy now because, you know, I'm balling like that. So anyways, today's a very special episode of Living Out Loud. I've actually been to this event before. It's actually a creative space called LittleMeatsLA. Now, for those of you guys out there who don't know what LittleMeatsLA is, LittleMeatsLA is a platform for a lot of up-and-coming chefs to go ahead and test their foods on a client base that, you know, they don't normally have. So it's really a platform for them to kind of get a name for themselves and build up their menu, build up their food. And we'll actually talk about it more when we meet the creator of Little Meats, Robin. And yeah, we're here to have some fun. So, are you excited?
Indeed.
Oh, and today's gonna be a very special episode. You know why?
Why?
Because Matt YUEN is the chef today. So Matt, I met him last time, and today is actually going to be his very last day cooking for Little Meats. So it's very special. He told us a very heartwarming story last time, which is why I wanted to shoot this on him and prepare to be moved to tears. If not, you have no soul and nobody loves you. Kiss me in front of camera so you can show people you love me. Okay.
The mentality here is omakase. If you guys have never heard the term, is when you go eat at a fine dining sushi restaurant, omakase essentially means you are the expert chef. I want you to give me your best. Present to me the best. You're the expert, I'm the consumer, impress me. With that, Sunday supper is as much as you guys get to reap the benefits of the chefs and the cooks who are making food for you guys. But at the end of the day, it's really about the chef and it's really about the cook for the particular evening. And essentially in this type of situation, Matt is obviously cooking and this is one of his passions of what he does. All we do is we fill up the seats, we let people shine and do what they want to do.
Cooking since I was like a little kid, 8 years old, you know, learning in my grandma's kitchen. You know,
Yeah.
She taught me, you know, how to cut with a knife. She taught me how to, you know, boil vegetables. You know, she taught me how to boil water. You know, and so I learned everything from her. And growing up as an Asian kid, you know, your parents, they have this like predestined end goal for you. You know, it's like they want you to go to college and be successful and that's great, and they want you to be a doctor, you know, a lawyer, an accountant, but anything but becoming a chef was like on their list, you know. And so I did that. I was, you know, a good Asian kid, listened to mom and dad, went to college, did the whole thing, got out of school with a business degree, and you know, worked in the business world, and you know, it was great. But got to the point where I was like, man, I can't do this anymore. You know, it's like I've always had this thirst, you know, for being a cook and always wanting to be in the kitchen. And my grandma got really sick. I left my job and went home and just trying to spend more time with her. And I remember, you know, before she passed away, she sat me down, we talked, and she saw the look in my eyes, like I wasn't happy, like doing what I was doing. She knew how much I wanted to be a cook, and she told me, you know, do what you love. You know, it doesn't matter what it is, but do what you love, and life would be much more enjoyable for you. And so that was the turning point. That was the point when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna cook the rest of my life. It's what I want to do. It doesn't matter what my parents think. And I remember starting off like in the industry as a dishwasher, making $8 an hour.
That's just
man.
crazy, dude.
$8 an hour. You know, before that, I had a career making over $100,000 a year, and telling your parents, you know, who wanted you to be all this other
That must
stuff,
have been the craziest
like,
conversation.
I can tell you, they were disappointed. They were
Like, what do you want to be? I want to cook. Oh, so you want to be poor? Okay, you should tell mommy that earlier so I could kill you in the womb, you piece of shit.
Yeah, so I mean, but it's been a journey. You know, I went from being a dishwasher and now, you know, sous chef at a great restaurant here in LA, and it's been an amazing journey, but it doesn't stop. You know, people always talk about passion. You have to have passion for what you do and do what you love and do the things you're passionate about. But a lot of people, they don't understand there's also having a drive and having a desire to be successful. You know, you can't, passion's not going to drive you every single day. There's some days you wake up and sometimes, I don't want to go to the kitchen. I don't have creative ideas, but I have this strong desire to be a really great chef. And that's what keeps me going. And the passion comes back when I keep pushing and keep driving. And no matter how broke I am some days as a cook, you know, I keep pushing forward, because knowing the fact that at the end of the day, I'm going to be better. And the next day I'm gonna be better, and the next day I'm gonna be better, and finally at some point I'll be a chef in my own restaurant. So
that's dope, man.
Yeah.
But that's so true, though. I think like even when I was doing a stand-up comedy, it's funny because like I met a lot of YouTubers who they're so used to hearing the word yes. You know, on YouTube, it's a space where honestly, if you put out content, the worst thing that you get is a couple of kids making fun of you when they thumbs down your video. That's like the most thing that'll happen. It's like, that's funny because like when I was a stand-up comedian, when I first started, I was a 16-year-old kid going on stage, and when you're trying to do stand-up as a 16-year-old kid to adults, people don't give a fuck about you. First show I ever did, I walked up, people booed me, you know, but people don't see the hardship that it takes to get to where you are at right now. You know, and you know, albeit like there are people on YouTube who don't have to go through that experience because the platform's changed. You know, they can go on there, do whatever they want, and they'll be successful. But it's funny because some of these YouTubers that I've talked to, they audition for like movie roles, and they go in and they go, "No, you suck," and they step outside and I'm like, "Oh, there's something wrong with them." Like, no, that's the experience.
Right.
There's like building blocks for you to get where you want.
Exactly.
You know, and that whole, I think that's the trials and tribulations that kind of build you into be something stronger.
Of course.
You have to hear the word no sometimes.
Yeah, you gotta fail.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think so many people are afraid of that. That's why when we started this Go for Broke motto, it was just failure is an option. It can happen.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Totally.
supposed to happen. You know, but at the end of the day, if you keep on betting small chips, you only get small returns.
Of course.
You know, so man, dude, your story is great, dude.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
I can love you anywhere.
Hey man, so tonight's experience was it was interesting, dude. Like that's basically what Little Meats is about. I mean, it's kind of one of my, for me, it's a place that I really like to come. I mean, more than just the food, it's like it's about the experience that you get in meeting these people. I mean, these people are unique individuals, you know. You know, when it comes to food, I think a lot of the times, I mentioned it before, people forget how much of an art it is, you know. And for Matt, he really kind of had to give up what he was doing, which was his safety net, in order to pursue what he wanted to do, which was his passion. And like he even said before, like sometimes your passion is when you wake up at the end of the day and you don't want to do it, it's your drive that's going to get you through it, you know. A lot of you out there are passionate about what you're doing, and you know, you say it, and then when things get tough, you're like, I don't think it's made for me. Well, that's how life is. It's supposed to be tough. And Little Meats is all about that. Like I've met certain individuals here that, in all honesty, they inspire me. Matt told me he was a huge fan of my YouTube channel, and it was very inspiring to watch my stuff. I watch him cook in the kitchen, and it inspires me back. I mean, that's a blessing in and of itself. So, you know, I love LittleMeatsLA. If you guys ever have an opportunity to be a part of Little Meats, you can contact them to be a guest at one of those dinners. It's very exclusive, but we're trying to make it a little bit bigger. So let's do what we can. I'll see y'all next episode. Tell them you love me on camera right now.
Heck.
Say it.
No.
Say it.
Yeah.
See, she's hugging me. She's hugging my throat. Go ahead. Thank you.